Hi, welcome back to the Sports Desk. It was a crazy week in Torrance like no other. While the rest of the world shuts down Thursday through Sunday for 1 week in particular every year, filling out brackets, then throwing them away thanks to schools named Mercer, George Mason, Xavier. Here in Torrance, it's also time for our own Tourney Madness. 24 teams, invitation only, with 4 of Torrance's high school fast pitch squads taking them all on in the annual Torrance National Tournament. High school softball is unlike any other prep sport, mainly because the best athletes in each region spend their entire year traveling with private clubs and tournament teams. Come time for the high school season, it's a melee of tournaments and more traveling just to keep competing against the best athletes in the nation. All this before we even talk about Pioneer League play, Bay League, and Delray League seasons. So, why the fuss? Why bother chasing a tournament title when it doesn't affect your run at a league championship? Why not?
The Torrance National Tournament is an annual tournament that gives teams from different divisions and areas a fun but also competitive experience.
It's really fun. We're peaking at the right time. Team's doing really well, so it's a good experience for us. We're seeing tough competition and getting a lot of innings, and it's good.
It's been a wonderful experience. We faced some really good teams, and it'll get us better for the season.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's pushed us to come together as a team. All the wins we've had, it's not just one individual player standing out. We've come together as a team.
24 elite teams from all over the country were invited to play in this Torrance National Tournament, where they played softball for 3 days against some of the best teams in high school, and each team was looking to improve their game for the rest of the season.
I think it'll really help us get ready for a league. We have a really tough league. Trinity is really good, so we see a bunch of tough teams all season. So this prepares us. This really makes us get ready for a league and good competition.
It makes us work harder, and it makes us work up to their level and gives us makes us better as a team, physically and mentally.
I think it definitely helps us get ready for season. We have a really tough league, and just the competition here has been amazing.
This elite competition provided by TNT is what continues to want teams from all over the country to be invited back next year.
Yeah, I would, because there's a lot of different teams here from a lot of different divisions and areas that just makes us better and makes us work harder.
Oh, most definitely. If they'd like to have it, it's a fun tournament since it's in our backyard, and it's nice for me. I'm from North, and it's a nice experience for all of us.
Of course, it'd be a great experience for us, and all of us to come back. It's just be amazing.
From Wilson Park, this is Valerie Ortega reporting for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Valerie. As mentioned, 4 of Torrance's 5 fast-pitch squads staying local to defend the city's tournament. South and West matched up in a Bronze Division game, South taking the one-run affair and ending their week in a 4th-place finish. Meanwhile, the Tartars, the host school for the entire tourney, getting plenty of action against some notable competition. 4 of their 5 tournament matchups against teams from outside of California. Early on, they faced Downey for a convincing win in the first round of pool play. Then it was the murderer's row of Utah and Nevada's teams, with their first loss coming against Bingham from Utah. Close 3-1 final in that second round game, but the Tartars continued through the week. Thursday brought a huge victory over Green Valley and a win over a solid foothill team out of Vegas. That win sends the Tartars to the Consolation Championship on Saturday against another Las Vegas squad. 2-0 your final score in what was a low-scoring final day for your host school. So with Torrance out of the running for a tournament title in their home event, West and South sent packing early. That left us just one school to capture a championship for the South Bay's biggest city. Still a young tournament, but growing in popularity, with squads coming from all over Southern California and the rest of the Western region, then leaving with the championship trophy. We came into this season ready for a serious local TNT contender. Enter the North Saxons, fresh off a trip from Bullhead, Arizona, where they took 4th in the Dave Kopp's TOC. The young Saxons came into 2014's TNT with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Come up short, and hey, they're still a young team anyway. Keep winning, bragging rights over their biggest rival Torrance, and more than just a touch of confidence against some of the strongest teams in the southern section. The Saxons working their way through the week, where we're going to join them in the semi-final round against Carson. Sydney Overly headed to Boston to play ball next year, absolutely dealing for the Saxons here. Sid would strike out 6 Colts in the first 3 innings. Looking, swinging, didn't matter. They're all going to go grab some pine. Overly tossing a gem early on, and it's a good thing because it was mostly a low-scoring affair until the 5th. Then Brianna Ibarra happened. the first of 3 long flies Ibarra would hit on the day. And then, next batter, back to back. The home run fence took the absolute worst beating of them all in this tourney. 0 respect for the PVC. And then, of course, well, what's better than back-to-back home runs? Back-to-back, two-back. North blows up Carson, and that would set them up against University of Virginia-bound Alex Formby and the modern-day Monarchs for all the TNT marbles. This time, Formby, the one that dominates early in front of a solid Monarchs defense. So, the roles are reversed, and the Saxons going to manage just 1 hit against Formby. To make matters worse, the Monarchs going to be the ones raking through the first 5 innings. Now, it's the Saxons who are watching their opponents touch them all en route to a 7-1 deficit going into the bottom of the 6th inning here. Then, the Monarchs' D would start to give way. After this error, Sidney Overly breaks the seal in the bottom of the 7th with a single to score a run to start the rally. 4 outs ago, the Saxons were down 7-1. They rally back, and Desiree Moreno gets walked to bring in the tying run in the bottom of the 7th here with 2 outs. So, we're going to go to extras. Each inning starts with a runner on second. The Saxons needing just 1 in the 9th to end it all. Textbook small ball coming up, time to manufacture a run. Shawnee Baker with the sack bunt to bring up Taylor Cairns with the winning run on third. Taylor, the team's official tweet machine, and if this was a tweet, well, we'd favorite it.
There it is. That's the ball game,
There it
folks.
is.
The North Saxons come back from a 7-1 deficit entering the 6th inning, forcing extra innings in the bottom of the 7th, and after 8.5, the North Saxons are your 2014 TNT tournament winners.
Yeah, we only had 1 out, so I knew if I didn't get the hit, Bree was behind me, and she could score in the run and drive in a run, so I just had to stay within myself and get a hit.
I knew that my defense was going to work for me, and I knew offense would come around, so I just played my game. It feels really good for us to be a higher division team. I mean, I have all the faith in my team, and I know that they depend on me, and I just work for them.
I'm feeling overjoyed, it was a great feeling, and I'm just so proud of my team and everything that we've done these past few weeks. It's just amazing. We're feeling on top of the world, we have this under control, and we're just excited for season in league. Well, we knew we would all come together and mesh together, so it's just been great.
So there you have it. The North Saxons, your 2014 TNT champs. The first time a Torrance school keeps the tournament title within city limits. Setting a nice little bullseye on their back for the rest of the season, while the girls will gun for that eventual run towards the CIF title. Taking a short look at the Saxons' run through the TNT, they started things off with a thrashing of Port of LA, then Torrance's consolation final opponent, Bishop Gorman. BG, the only out-of-state squad the Saxons saw in their week of play. Then the Friday win over Marina set up North with their first TV game. You saw there that semifinal matchup against Carson. Then the eventual championship game win over Division I's Modern Day. And just a heads up, you can catch that semifinal and TNT final broadcast in full on our sister station, Torrance Community TV. Okay, everybody, stick around now because when we come back, we'll have some more scores and updates. Off to the diamond for some hardball and a check-in with the El Camino Warriors.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, and none of us know how to read and write code.
The first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You're just trying to make something, trying to transfer something from your mind to the computer or to a tablet. It's an experience.
The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
Mama.
Say mama. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm almost 2 now and still not responding. That's one sign of a communication disorder, and delaying treatment can affect my development.
Many parents aren't aware of the early signs of speech, language, and hearing disorders, yet early detection and treatment can improve quality of life.
Say dada.
Ugh, here we go.
Identify the signs of communication disorders.
Hi, welcome back to the Sports Desk. Last time we talked about the El Camino Warriors baseball team, the storyline was simple. They were the hottest squad in the conference. A 4-5 start turned into a 13-6 record by the thick of the conference schedule. The only thing left to measure the Warriors' streak would be a matchup against the South Coast favorites, Mount Sac. 2 on the road and 1 at home. The strong pitching of the Warriors continued into their series against the Mounties, but in the first matchup, they just couldn't get enough offense going. 2 days later, they flipped the script with another defensive gem, setting up the rubber match in the 3-game series. The third consecutive 1-run game between them, Mount Sac puts up 5 runs in the first inning, the Warriors get 4 in the third, and that was all goose eggs the rest of the way. Next up, Elko looks to get back on track against Compton Center this week. Meanwhile, the ladies at Elko, not quite as red hot, they come into the week now 6-6 against the rest of the SCC, coming off a 5-inning loss to East LA at home. And the men's volleyball team in the thick of it as well. We talked about the baseball squad getting hot. Check this. On the court, the Warriors win their 8th in a row with a sweep over Western State Conference opponent, LA Pierce. Casey Wood comes off the bench to help the Warriors pile up 11 blocks on D. Roy Powell led the way for Elko with 15 kills, and your El Camino Warriors enter the week 7-0 in Western State Conference play. They've officially gone over a month now since their last loss. Back to the Diamond, the West Warriors playing in the Redondo tournament. They record a 5-3 win over Lakewood on Josh Williams' 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Taylor Rashi, though the man on the bump and the man of the hour, spanning 9 in just 5 innings of work for the Warriors. And South continuing their hot streak through the preseason. A double dip against Westminster leads to one heck of a lopsided day. Both games combined 30-1 for the Spartans. Matt Movrasakis drove in 5 runs while Drake Pingle is nails from the mound. A 1-hit shutout in the even more lopsided second game. So we've got a lot going on in town, as you can see. Tournament play, postseason games from winter sports still going on. Drop in and let us know what you're excited about right now. Who are you rooting for? Who do you expect to make a deep playoff run come postseason this spring? Same place, same email, same Facebook page. And just like every other week, we're wrapping it up. We will see you next time. It was good hanging out with you as always.